Rambling Man, Moto and Drone here. So, I'm going to admit a stupid mistake I made just this afternoon. I went out this afternoon riding this bike for about an hour and a half and recorded on about, I don't know, 5 or 6 topics. Got back home, downloaded the footage to my computer into my GoPro folder, and then I was prompted that there was a GoPro update and for the firmware on the camera. And a lot of times I skip some of these firmware updates with GoPro because they you know, if it's working, don't break what's working, and the release notes, if they don't impact me, sometimes I'll just skip them. But this one I thought I'd do real quick, and that involves downloading the file and putting it on your SD card, your clear SD card, and putting it into the camera. So I downloaded the file, but when I went to drop it in the SD card, I forgot all the files are there. So I got to delete all the files so I can put the update. Of course, you're going to see where this is headed. I had the folder on my camera, was also called the GoPro, just like the GoPro I downloaded onto my computer. And my Finder in the Mac had the GoPro folder open, and I thought it was the one for the camera. So I deleted all and emptied the trash. And all of that footage I had recorded was now gone because I had already deleted it from the SD card. The SD card was already empty. I just got going too fast and hitting delete too quickly. And these new hard drives, you know, in the old days, they would have a spinning disc/wheel sort of thing, and you might be able to get creative with some third-party software and find the nuggets if you hadn't overwritten the files. But with these newer, I think they're called like SSD drives, solid state drives, I think they are, you just don't have the same ability. And so that hour and a half footage is gone. I may try to recreate some of it. That's happened to me once before. I did the exact same thing where I deleted the GoPro footage when I thought I was clearing out the SD card. So one of the things I'm trying right now is I dug out my old original GoPro camera. This one right here, the GoPro Hero 4. That's an old one. I'm on the Hero 10 that I'm wearing on my helmet that you see, and I currently have the Hero 12 that's out. Now, this mount that's on my handlebars, it's right here. That's the new one, new to me, and it came out about 7 years ago, and I probably bought my original handlebar mount 7.5 years ago, because it didn't seem like long after I bought mine. Mine has 2 clamps, two of these screws that have to attach around the bar, and you had to get the angle just right or it wouldn't work, and I couldn't get it. And the new one said that it works with GoPro Hero 5 and up, whereas the box that came with this new clamp said it works with all Hero cameras. Well, it works with the Hero inside the case, because that lets you mount it. Now, I just mounted it. This is my first ride with it on. One thing that I know about this old GoPro, it doesn't have stabilization, and it doesn't have, let's see, horizon lock, I think it is. So basically that camera is not as stable as the one on my helmet, and so every shaking bounce, I don't know what this is going to look like. I have the Insta360, but that's a little bigger. The editing's a little more awkward with that. And I kind of like to throw this GoPro on now and then to use it. Now this mount This mount is much better because it's only one screw and it has a swivel head on the top that lets you rotate it. Now, one of the things is I couldn't see me myself with this on the front screen. That's an improvement on the new cameras. But this old one, I can't preview it, so I don't really know. Maybe I could have put out the phone. I don't know if the new cameras, you can open up your iPhone and see a live shot of what your camera is seeing. And I can't remember this old Hero 4 if it does that. Maybe I'll stop and look, or do that back at home. I wouldn't record entire rides like this necessarily. If I did, I would have to find a way to attach an external battery and just let it run off of that. This is probably going to be something I just do here and there. And I'm debating whether to move it further south on the handlebar. Should have been in my fourth gear here. I may move it further down on the handlebar so that you see more of my whole body. I think where it's going to be right now, you'll probably have a close-up of my face, if anything, of the top. But if I move it down, it may be too low. The other thing that I might do is GoPro comes with a little wrench tool to tighten and loosen these screws, these bolt things. And I usually don't use it. In fact, mine's buried somewhere at home. But I think when you're trying to stop vibration, the shaking on the handlebars, any extra tightness might be helpful. So once I find a permanent location, I may pull that little wrench tool out that comes with the GoPros and tighten them up. I don't even remember how many batteries I bought for that old camera. And by the way, I don't know if you can see, I just put my inside tinted visor down and I added electrical tape to the top, and that's to block the sun when it's too low. And in my earlier video today that got deleted, I spoke all about this. I'm going to give you the short notes, but basically that I decided to return the darker visor so I could keep this clear one that I use during the day. And then sometimes when the sun gets low, this tinted visor just isn't dark enough. And I stole the idea, I'd seen from other folks, that they put tape so that they can just lower their head and let the tape block the sun. I had been using my helmet, which would require more of a head forward position. So I haven't tested this yet, other than I wanted to make sure I could still see when I had my head up. I had an extra overlapping layer of tape and that was too low. I couldn't see well with it on, so I removed one part of it. I'm debating I might stop at this church parking lot and move that camera around and see if there's any other position. It would probably be down there on the handlebar if I did anything else. Don't know if this is too much at a crooked angle. Let's see. I can't believe I lost all that footage.